Hey, I want to unpack something with you from the Sermon on the Mount. When Jesus said this, do you remember? It's in Matthew chapter 5. He says, you are the salt of the world, right? You are the salt of the earth. And if the salt loses its flavor or its savor, then what good is it? I want to just unpack a couple things that are really profound, I think. First of all, I want you to see that it says, you are the salt of the earth. And that you probably is plural, so it's together as God's people, his creation. We are the salt of the earth. That's what we're created to be. And notice it says you are, not that you will be. You see, you are, and it means that it's already a state of being. You're created that way. It's there's an intrinsic value in every person, including you. There's something valuable in you that God put there, not something that you have to just try to get, but it's already there. And Jesus is saying that we should let this be shown, what we're all about. And so he equates this and this metaphor with salt. Now, salt is amazing. There's a couple things that, especially in the ancient world, that it was very important for. One was that it was used to keep things to where you could eat them, right? It was a preservative. And so that way, things that were salted, they wouldn't go bad, and so that nutritionally it could happen. So we are to be that. We are to be that would preserve the things around us, the people around us. I believe even creation. I think this is a great way for us to look at God put us on this earth, and we're supposed to preserve this great earth and everything that he gave us with that. So we should be very conscious about that. And but also that we would be that which would keep things fresh in our lives and around us. But the thing that really jumped out to me is how salt is an ingredient that brings out the flavors of everything that you put it in. You add salt in just about everything, even in desserts. I love desserts, and yet when you put salt in them, salt brings out the sugar or the sweetness or the savoriness of other things. And so what a cool spice that it is, that it would bring out the best in what's already there. So we equate that to our lives. One thing that we are created to do, it's already within us, is to bring out the best in the people around us, in the situation around us. That's what gives life its savor, its flavor. And what a great thing. That's something that I think that we can all just take a look at and say, this is what I want to be a part of my life. I want to be a part of the kingdom of God in the place that when I'm present and when you're present, that the people around me are more than what they were before. Their flavor comes out, the uniqueness of what they bring to the dish or to the world is brought out just because of the way that I'm treating them and by my presence or your presence in this. That's a pretty cool thing, right? Also, I mentioned that salt is very valuable. And there's a phrase that says, is a person worth its salt? You see, back in those days, especially the Roman soldiers were paid in salt. It was a commodity and they were paid in salt. So you've heard the phrase, is somebody worth their salt? That's where it comes from. So I think it's interesting and something that we want to be. We want to be worth the salt that God created in us. We want to live and not just be cast aside, not just be trampled on, but we need to be the salt of the earth. That's what we were created to be, that we would bring freshness and keep things fresh around us, that we would be that which would preserve this world that God gave us to live in, both ecologically and also in our relationships and our culture. And then that we would be that would bring savor and that we would bring out the best in the people around us, recognizing that God created them as well. So I just thought I'd give you that to think about. We mentioned it some this last Sunday. Hope it helps you and unpack that a little bit more. Think about it. You are, not will be, you are the salt of the earth because God created you that way. God bless. Thanks for letting me chat with you.